Drop a beat.
This is how
it starts. Y'all didn't know I have a DJ name on the weekends?
We drop a different beat.
All right, it is time for the Funkast Blast.
Ooh, Funkast Blast. Funkast Blast. Pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Funkast Blast. Funkast Blast. Pew, pew, pew.
Today we won't chew into the mics this time.
Is that a better one?
That was awesome.
What's up, Fanatics? This is Sully, and I am here at the Funko booth at Toy Fair New York 2020. I had a couple of minutes, so I grabbed the podcast equipment, and we just so happen to have a former Getting to Know episode star, the one and only Tristan from Talkin' Pops here. Say hello, Tristan.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
So what are you doing here at the show?
I'm just checking out the booths, looking around the con. Well, I guess you can consider this a con. It's a fair more than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just came by to check out the Funko booth. Wanted to see what was up this year. A lot of really great stuff this year. Stuff that I did not expect, that's for sure. But yeah, especially coming to Funko this year.
All right, so you know I was going to have to get to this question. We kind of talked about it a little bit as we were walking through the booth, but you said there was some stuff you didn't expect. Like what?
Well, there was a couple things. First one being the candy figures. I didn't expect this. It was Funko Candy, so it's a new line coming out, and I guess it's their plastic containers that look exactly like Funko Pops, and then there's candy on the inside. That one was a big surprise. And then there was also the fact that you guys are making the new Pop albums, and I was really excited about that. So that there, you know some about it too, but it's like you're taking Rock's characters that you guys have and turning their albums into real-life Pop figures with the album in the back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys who are following on social may have seen we put out all the blitz, as we call them, from Toy Fair before everybody got into the show floor to take a look. But today, on the first day of the actual con, or fair, whichever's fine,
right?
We put out the Notorious B.I.G. Pop album.
That's exciting.
It's so cool because I had seen it before we came to the show. It is definitely larger than a Pop box. It looks like the shape of an album, right? A little smaller. It's in a hard plastic case with what looks like a Pop label on it, and there's actually a figure inside. And if you know the Notorious B.I.G. album we're talking about, got the little baby that's sitting there in the diaper. And it is totally unique to anything we've done before. And the response from you guys, from the fans on social, tremendous. Like, we see people liking stuff. We saw here at the show, Office did well, UGO did well. This did phenomenally.
Yes.
And not only did you like it in droves, in big numbers, but the biggest response was, that's amazing, and also here's 17 albums I would like to see you make. And when you and I were walking around, you said, I've got some ideas.
I've got a couple good ones.
What would you want to see?
Okay, well, the main one that I had, because I don't want to give away all my secrets here, just in case somebody else. But my thing was the Queen album. Now, I don't know exactly what the album's called, though, is the problem. But it's the one with the 4 heads of them. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they also have one that's like those, it's almost like, what's that called? There's like a painting of this as well. And it's the colors, but they're like red and blue, and then it'd be like yellow and green, and then there's the 4 squares.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking
like
about?
Like Andy Warhol?
Yeah, like an Andy Warhol one. Yeah,
Yes.
that would be really neat to see.
Oh, that'd be cool for like I mean, it's not an album cover necessarily, but like if we did like a Marilyn Monroe of that one.
Right, I'm not exactly sure if it was an album cover, but it was something like that, though.
Yeah.
It was all 4 of them with the similar style of the album.
Do you have a favorite band?
I don't know, to be honest. Because I don't really listen to like rock music so much. I listen to more like hip hop and rap-ish.
Well, there you go.
Music,
Who's your favorite rapper then?
Ooh, I'm a real big fan of DaBaby, and I did notice that he was at the booth at the Grammys that you guys had. I was really excited about that.
Well, then maybe there's one you'd want. That would be cool.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I can't think of any of his albums. I don't know. Kirk would be a good one to do. I don't know. It's his dad and then him as a baby sitting on his lap. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but I think that would be cool.
I know for me, and this does not confirm anything that's coming out. I always have to preface or follow it up with that. But giant Linkin Park fan. Anybody who knows me knows that.
Yeah.
And I would love to see something like the Hybrid Theory album, where it's the soldier running with the butterfly wings and the flag, which would be amazing. I'm trying to think of, are there characters on album covers?
Right.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. But we won't go too far down that rabbit hole. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that. Hopefully there's many, many more waves coming, because the excitement level, like I said, is through the roof. Anything else stand out to you that when we walked around, some favorites or some other things that surprised you?
Well, the Pop pins were a big one as well, because I remember there was one that you guys came up with a long time ago. It was the Freddy Tiki, Golden Freddy Idol. That's what it was. And that one was a really cool one. Actually, we talked about that one when we were on the podcast the last time. And I think that one was crazy. And I didn't know you guys were going to make more of them. But, I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
But now you're kind of coming out with, I think I saw at least 7 or 8 of them out there, and then some with chases. So that's really huge as well.
We had DC, We had Disney, we had Marvel, we had Star Wars.
Yes.
There might have been a few others mixed in, but those, I mean, honestly, if you're going to go for fandoms, those are the big ones right off the bat.
No, I agree.
I'm so happy that those different licensors all agreed to let us do those. And again, like everything else, we'll do that. And then if the fans love it, hopefully there'll be a lot more down the road.
Yeah.
I'm excited about them. I think not only are they cool in the packaging, but they look really cool when you take them out in those kickstands.
Right, yeah.
To have them sitting on your desk.
And it even has a little crown on the back as well.
Nice. You noticed?
I did notice.
Yeah, that's anything else stand out? Did you have a favorite movie or television show pop that you saw out there?
Jeez, for movies or television shows, well, there's the new Disney movie coming out, Soul. I did see these ones for the first time, and these ones were the kind of like the early kind of prototypes of them. So you don't get everything there because it's not the clear part. I feel like, do we have to explain that? I don't know.
I think most of our fans get it because, like, we have the ones that don't have boxes on the shelves that are not coming out for months. We call them hand paints.
Yes.
Because they're not the finished product. But we have a lot of fans that come on that are still learning about this. They just started collecting in the last few months, so I don't think it ever hurts to talk about those things.
Okay,
I know one thing I try to point out here repeatedly is we'll share things on our social channels here at Toy Fair, and people are like, I want somebody to go to Toy Fair and get me that exclusive.
Right.
No. It's not an exclusive. It's a thing we're showing. It will be coming out soon. And one thing I tell a lot of people, I'll follow this up with a question for you, is if you see something that you consider a must-have, maybe consider pre-ordering it from a favorite online retailer. Do you pre-order stuff?
Well, yeah, I'm a big fan of my GameStop near me. I go there. They're so nice. They're very helpful when I go in there. They like to, help me with pre-orders and stuff like that. So sometimes you put $5 down on it at GameStop. That's kind of how it works. I have hundreds of dollars in pre-orders at GameStop. Shout out to Josh. But yeah, he really does help out a lot there when it comes to pre-ordering, because he's literally like, here's a list of 6 pages from Toy Fair, London Toy Fair. Go through it all. Now, New York Toy Fair, when I go back home, there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to pre-order. That's for sure.
Really smart how they do that. I've seen they'll put them on their entry to their employee area.
They do,
They'll put the printouts after we've put out the glams on our social channels. And that really helps because as a fan, you may hear something's coming out. You may even kind of flash of it, but until you see it, that picture of it, you don't know if you necessarily want to pre-order.
Right.
But I've always thought that was the smart route. Like, pre-order it, and then you don't have to worry about it. And then you go to GameStop a little while later and just pick it up.
Well, sometimes they'll even call you to say it's in, which is the best part ever. So I'm at home, they call, I'm like, okay, I'll be in tonight. Like, it's one of those things, it's like, you don't even have to worry about it. But I mean, you can pretty much pre-order like that anywhere. I don't know if they'll call you from anywhere. But for sure, pre-orders are great because then you know for a fact you're getting the figure. And all you got to put down is like $5, sometimes nothing, depending on the store.
I think that's the way to go.
I agree.
Any other thoughts on anything else that you saw walking around the show floor, maybe not Funko related? Or were we the only booth you really spent time at today?
Well, to be honest, I have been here for a couple hours, and I know everybody that watches my videos knows that I like to do an in-depth look at Toy Fair every year.
Of course.
So we like to do close-ups of every single thing possible. But for sure, yeah, this was the main booth that I like to come to. There have been some other ones that I went to just for fun. Like we did get to meet, I don't know if you know who this is, but Miss Mindy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we met her
Amazing
today.
Artist.
I love her.
Yeah.
She was great. She signed a figure for us today, which was amazing. We met her for a little while. We talked to her. She was great. But yeah, stuff like that. Just going around, seeing things you didn't expect to see, I guess.
Yeah, she's super sweet. We actually had the chance to meet her, I think at Toy Fair here last year or the year before. She was signing at a booth right behind us over here.
Yeah, she was here last year.
That's awesome. She's a big fan of Funko. Oh.
That's what she said to us, yeah.
Good to hear. I don't think we told her we were with Funko when we went over. Next time I'll have to drop that line.
Wow.
All right, well, we only have a couple seconds left, so I know people probably listen to your Getting to Know episode, but in case they didn't, where can they follow you?
Okay, so I try to be on every major platform, I guess you could say. I saw you guys are on TikTok now. I'm on TikTok.
Thanks for following.
No problem. Thanks for following me, actually. But yeah, so I have YouTube is my main platform, though. We do pretty much everything Funko related. I try to do every single thing possible Funko. You can find it there at Top Pops. If you type it in on YouTube, it usually comes up first. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, I have Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. That's about it.
Just look up Top Pops.
Yeah,
find you anywhere.
Yes.
Nice and easy. All right, well, thank you so much for the time, and enjoy your Toy Fair.
No, thank you.
All right. What's up, fanatics? Ashley from work here. I am taking over the rest of episode 138, our special edition Toy Fair New York episode. You guys just heard an awesome interview that Sully did with Tristan from, also known as Top Pops. Got his take on Toy Fair New York. And next we're going to bring you a sound clip from Brian Mariotti, CEO of Funko himself, letting us know what he's excited for this upcoming year from Funko. So take a listen.
I'm thirsty for soda. This is our new line of vinyl that I'm just insanely excited about. They've only been out about 2 weeks in the market. Our fans have spoken. The sell-through has been amazing. Our retailers are all asking for more. Happen to have a Huckleberry Hound soda figure in here with a little pog on Huckleberry Hound. Shocking that I'd be holding a Huckleberry Hound soda figure. But we're excited about this line. It's new, it's different. The packaging's really, really cool and retro. Expect everything from horror to video games to music to sports to superheroes to everything else we do and obscure cartoons and stuff. So check out Soda this year with Funko. We're very, very excited. Obviously, we're the first company on the planet to be able to put the child into the marketplace, so everybody knows that that's been the surprise hit for Mandalorian. Ours should be coming in March. We have 2 versions of the child, a 4-inch and a giant 10-inch. It's super cute, so we're really excited about that. Games has 31 new games that have nothing to do with pop, so check out all of Funko Games' new things. There's a Godzilla game, there's an Elf game, there's a Jaws game, there's a Back to the Future game. There's so many great games they're creating. We have a great Venom line from Marvel that is doing really, really well, and we're gonna follow up with the, I guess mentioned, Zombies from Marvel, which will be Zombie Marvel line, which we're really excited about as well. More Pokemon than ever before in 2020. About Marvel Eternals coming. And what else? More Dragon Ball Z than ever before. Just a wonderful new concept for music lovers, which are 3/4 size album covers and amazing acrylic cases with a special pop that goes along with the album cover that you can either hang on your wall or put on your shelf. So people saying, I have no room on my shelves, Funko's got you covered. Hang that bad boy right on your wall. We'll also be doing that similar acrylic display case design, the hung or put on shelves with comic book covers and comic book characters and movie posters with cool new pops that accompany the movie posters. So we're excited about that format as well. Big year for us for music, big year for us for sports. We love sports. We're doing more and more sports. We announced the U.S. women's soccer team, more NBA legends, more NFL legends, more NHL, boxing, UFC. We're doing it all in sports, so we're excited about that as well.
Okay, so you guys just heard from Brian about his take on Toy Fair, and now I have Cameron here, who was fresh off the tarmac.
Fresh back in the office.
To kind of give us his take on Toy Fair New York. I was at home base, as we call it here.
Yes, holding down the fort.
Behind the scenes, so I didn't go to Toy Fair. So to get your take on it, talk to us about Toy Fair.
So, first of all, I think you did an amazing job, and the team here, of just making sure everything went out. I mean, if you've been following Funko on social in the past, you can see it's a big day of announcements.
Yeah.
I think it's like hundreds of posts. It takes a lot of time to create and work with licensors and work with the creative team here. Everything looked amazing. And the response was super strong. Like, I think every year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I think you've seen that just from handling it or having a big hand in it over the past couple of years. So, this year we just, the booth looked bigger. I mean, it keeps growing. We had a whole section for the toys lines that we're releasing. So Snapsies had a big focus there. Gas House Gang and Boogie Monsters.
I keep wanting to call it Oogie Boogie Monsters, but I know it's not.
It was kind of fun to watch, because before the show starts, we have Andrew Perlmutter, who's our president, kind of walk through the booth with everyone and say, okay, here's how we're messaging these things out, and here's how you should focus on them. And it was kind of fun to have him and Brian talk through Snapsies and Gas House Gang and Boogie Monsters, because we've been talking about it behind the scenes for so long.
We have, yeah.
It was so nice to be able to go, okay, here's what they are, here's how they work. And it was just kind of like, you put so for Boogie Monsters, like, that's a great one to kind of start with, because it's like,
I can't wait for unboxings of that.
It's like the
pickings.
Unbooging.
Yeah, the pickings.
It's like, if you didn't see it, it's like a giant plastic nose with 2 nostrils and one like plastic finger with a fingernail. It's like a monster finger, kind of. And you use the nail.
It's a little gross, is what you're saying.
It's going to get grosser in a second when I say you use the nail to penetrate the membrane and have slime come out of the nose. And as you dig through the slime, you find a little vinyl figure.
Oh, so
it's gross. It's
also
super
science
gross.
class.
Exactly. And it was kind of fun to watch, like, throughout the day. We had a bunch of the Boogie Monsters displays. They're on they're in packaging on backing, like cardboard backing boards. So like they were just hanging on these racks. So people would come up and just start like playing with them. By the end of the day, it was just like snot everywhere.
I bet,
like,
yeah.
Dripping off the packaging. It actually looked really good.
When I was a kid, I loved
gross.
slime and all of that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's gonna resonate with everyone.
Yeah, and the Boogie Monster stuff was cool. The Gas House Gang was really fun because there's a really great animation that goes with it and a song that's super catchy. We heard it probably 100,000 times, and those are really fun. They have great names. They're super detailed and just like gross, obviously. But Snapsies was like the big push for us. It's like the first time we've ever made a toy, you know, and called it that. It's aged for 5 to 9, and it's going to come in those Paka Paka machines, so kind of an entertainment experience at retail. So it's really cool to see. Funko Animation Studios videos will be there. You can learn more about the world. You can learn more about each animal. The possibilities are kind of endless with that.
So it comes in the same capsule as Paka Paka, right?
It does, and each one will have a character and a bunch of accessories, and
But you can like swap them all out.
Yeah,
like
using Snap
different
technology
butts and all of that, right?
You can swap the butts out. Most importantly, you can swap the butts around, and there's some rarity too in terms of what they look like and what colors and accessories you get. And it's just cool. It's like world building, customization. There's an app that's coming too, so you'll be able to kind of mix and match digitally too. And there's games and puzzles and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see the whole package kind of delivered at once, and it's like the world is being built and people are getting excited. And I heard so many people say like, I'm a pop collector, or I've been collecting Funko products for 20 years and this is going to be perfect for my kid or my nephew or someone who's kind of younger and just getting into collecting. So that's a really cool thing.
And then we did announce, 3 new lines of Paka Paka? Or
we,
4?
We
4.
announced, let's see, Toilet Ninjas.
Which is my favorite. The expressions.
Oh my gosh.
I have to only assume Ben was behind all of that.
It's got to be a Ben Reese combo.
Yeah,
like,
Reese
like,
is involved.
Boo Hollow was the other one, which has Reese written all over it, in terms of kicking that off. And
Cloud Cats,
Twisted Treats.
Twisted Treats, yep.
What's so cool about Paka Paka, and I don't know that this is super clear just because the machines are starting to roll out slowly, each line is basically just starts with one of the artists going like, what if we did this? You know, and like it gives our artists the license to do something that's not dependent on an IP. So a lot of times it seems like the collaborative effort is like, you know, we're doing a new Batman line, and here are the characters that we're going to do, and generally the poses and costumes and colors. Like a lot of things are predetermined.
Yeah.
There's still artistic direction that goes into it, but for this it's like
they can get as creative as they want.
And Cloud
Toilet
Cats is
Ninjas.
a great example.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think Boo Hollow is a really cool one too, because it seems like something that maybe we would have tried to do in the past. And similarly to that, I feel like Funko Soda is just like a great nostalgia play. I saw a lot of people kind of.
The packaging is just amazing.
It's
like,
perfect. Like because I don't really. I used to drink soda when I was younger, but I don't really anymore.
Yeah, same.
And it's kind of fun to pick one up and kind of feel like that nostalgic feeling of like I'm getting like a root beer or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a vinyl figure. Right now we have I think it's Masters of the Universe, DC,
Yep.
and some ad icons.
Yep.
And we have more coming. So, and Brian is very excited about it
Yeah.
too, which means there's going to be.
I
a
love
lot
that
of
there's
focus
chases
on
in it. I mean, we've kind of go
Yeah.
here and there with chases on Pop, so it's cool that there's chase for that.
And they're all limited.
Yeah.
Like that's and we call it out on the packaging.
Yep.
10,000 pieces for Batman, 7,500 for
And then the
Robin.
little like collectible disc cool as well.
The collectible disc is cool. It's just a really fun experience. Like I think a lot of people who were seeing it for the first time kind of went, "Where can I get this? Like how much is it?" Like they just wanted to figure out where they could get it as soon as possible. Just to take a step back, like when our team is at Toy Fair. We're working with press, we're working with influencers, we're working with fanatics, coming to the booth, showing them new products, and then we have our sales team there, kind of focusing on their respective clients, and we have PR working with media. Like it's this huge team effort across the board. But
Smalley did a great job of just wrangling everything together and getting all the samples.
Seriously.
Like samples alone.
Yeah, I go back
It's
and
a
listen
task.
to her getting to know if you haven't had a chance to. 'Cause
Yeah.
she did an amazing job, saved everybody a lot of time and headache, and just having gone for a handful of toy fairs now, I can say it was the cleanest and easiest one. And she had a great attitude the whole time too. So, which is, it's a marathon. So.
Definitely.
But
If you could have any like license for soda next, what would it be?
well, Scott Pilgrim's coming for Emerald City, which I'm excited about. I think like Pokemon is an obvious
rad.
example, just because like you could do a lot with that. There's actually sodas in the game that are used as like potions or healing items for your Pokemon. But it just seems like the obvious choice would be like a little sweet.
That would be great.
Just like, which I can't tell you how many people mentioned that to me, and maybe other people too, but like they loved the little sweet promotion. If you haven't heard about it, it's our promotion with Dr. Pepper, and
there's still stock.
There's
so,
still stock.
Yep,
Yeah, get out there,
awesome.
get some Dr. Peppers, get your little sweet pop, and the pop albums.
Yeah.
Did amazing.
Yeah, that was awesome. I knew that was coming, but I didn't know we were announcing it at Toy Fair. I mean, I heard about that like months ago and was like, oh, that's cool, but didn't know if it was actually like still baked to happen. So it was cool.
That's the thing. That with Toy Fair, you never actually know what we're going to show in totality until you're actually
sometimes
there.
it's like day of. You're like, okay, we're announcing this.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course we are.
Yes, sure, yes.
Like I know Pop Pins were in the booth and we didn't have an announcement, like an official announcement for them yet, but they are coming, and I'm sure you've seen some photos of that. We'll have an announcement in a couple of weeks, and it's a partnership with us and Loungefly, and there's a chase component to those too.
Yeah, those are awesome. I love too that they've used, for Toy Story, like some of the first series of Toy Story, so kind of bring in some of the older Pop back. So that's really cool.
And you can actually remove, like you can take it out of the box, and they have a stand, so you can display them out of box. You can take the stand off and wear them. Like they're very versatile, and to your point, it gives you a shot at kind of getting a piece of past Funko collector history.
And I like that the box size of the Pop Pins are similar to Pop, so you can display them all together. And
no, I thought it looked great, and the Pop albums were great. What's cool about the Pop albums, and I don't know, to answer a few questions about that we saw a ton of times, the music doesn't come with it.
Yep.
But it isn't going to be, I think it's going to retail for $14.99, so it's not a huge jump from a normal Pop price. And you can actually slide the Pop artwork off of the outside of the packaging, and it's just in kind of a plastic clear shadow box with the album artwork and then the Pop kind of on display. And from what I understand, there will be a way to kind of hook that onto a wall.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a cool display tactic. We've never really had that before, and I mean, there's tons of possibilities there.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big music guy. What's your ideal album cover?
So there were a lot of great recommendations, but I do think that there's something to be said for the Britney Spears focus, just because like you have to think about what's on the cover. There were a lot of like make Nirvana's Nevermind.
Yeah, that was the one I saw the most. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen, but
how we would do that. I mean, we did make Casual Friday or whatever. What is it? It's like casual dress day for the office for Meredith, and that's the first time we've had like a pixelated Pop.
That is true.
So I don't know exactly what we have in store for Pop albums, but looking at what we've done already, we've done the Iron Maiden album covers as Pops, and we've done the Injustice for All Metallica cover Pop. So it just feels like we're probably going to revisit those maybe. But again, I have no idea.
No idea. The possibilities are endless there.
Weezer was thrown out a lot.
Yeah.
If and when we could potentially get like a Taylor Swift or a Beyonce,
that would be rad.
Like a Lady Gaga or something like that. Again, the possibilities are endless, but it just would be fun to do some fictional albums too. Like it'd be fun to do like a Powerline album from like a Goofy movie, and Scott Pilgrim once again. But I feel like with Brian, kind of looking at it, you can get the sense that if it's so successful right now with how people are responding to it, there's probably a ton coming down the pipeline.
Totally.
So, he was really into that.
What was your favorite product that we announced from the show?
I really did think that soda was strong. I liked the U.S. Women's National Team announcement a lot, just because, it was a great one. And it was one that I think there were a lot of conversations internally about that made it happen. So not only are they part of our Pop Sports line, but they have unique poses.
The figures are awesome.
They are so good. I saw so many people have a great response to the Megan Rapinoe one specifically.
I like that there's two versions of that too.
Yeah.
So. in different, what do they call soccer uniforms? Kits? Is that what they
Kits.
call them? Yeah.
Kits. And then it would be, I can't leave this one out. We actually had the child on display.
Oh, yes.
Both the regular and 10-inch size, and you could kind of see people walking through by the booth and unsure if they wanted to walk in or not, and then they'd see that and they'd just
I really
run
hope
to
we make
it.
a statue of that at some
I
point.
hope so too.
I
We had
mean,
a giant Pikachu statue, which was amazing. We also had a Skeletor statue for Soda and some Paka Paka statues, so it was cool. It was a good mix this year.
yeah, the child is awesome though.
Yeah,
It's my favorite pop so far.
It's so good. And I think people actually, when you get to pick it up and hold it and look at it, it's a little bit different than just the glam, or the high res image of it. But there were a ton of really good ones. I'm just kind of like mentally going through the booth, and the anime section looked incredible. We had that cool My Hero Academia Hello Kitty collaboration. There was a ton of new Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, new Pokemon.
And it's hard to remember everything we've announced.
It really
It's
is.
so much. Between that and London Toy Fair, it's like we've had a lot of announcements.
Yeah,
go
and
out,
there's so much more coming.
I know.
Too, which is kind of crazy.
Never ending.
And it's always such a great way to kind of test the climate of how do people feel about what we have coming up, and it's a reminder that like while Marvel and The Office and those licenses that everybody seems to like are still kind of reigning supreme, it's cool to see people kind of pick up on the other things that we're doing that are a little bit different. And part
What
of the
was
pop
kind of a
culture.
surprise to you? I mean, there's always, I feel like we with every toy fair or even convention, we always have like one that's like, did surprisingly well. But
Yeah.
what was a surprise for you?
I think pop albums, just because it wasn't like we just kind of announced it amongst everything
Yeah.
else, and it became one of our top performers in terms of announcements. The U.S. Women's National Team, I was not surprised by, but was really glad to see that the engagement and kind of what people were saying and doing was really positive. It was
Definitely.
like, cool, maybe we can make some, classic women's soccer players from the past, maybe some other Olympic teams.
Yeah,
maybe
totally.
So that was really cool to see. But I think it's kind of just because there's so many things coming out. It's just like it's so hard to really kind of take a step back and go, okay, this one's going to do well, this one's not.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes you just never know.
Seriously.
Get your wish list ready. Like there's some stuff.
Yeah, get in the app, update your wish list. That's been really helpful for us also to know what to focus on for future waves too, because we're actively looking at it and talking about that. Same with Emerald City exclusives. We see what people are doing in wish lists, and if there's a strong response to one character, it's a great way to make the case for more.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of that, it was just it depended on the outlet, but like a lot of people were driven to like Boogie Monsters and really liked the Paka Paka machines with all the different lines in it. I think you could show anybody all of those lines and they'd have a reaction to
Totally.
one of
I
them.
love the Paka Paka machines just because it's so interactive and you have to like kind of get hyped up and then your figure comes out and then you unwrap
Totally.
it and see what you got. So
And even beyond that, like you could I walked somebody through the booth for about a half an hour and I didn't see their face light up. How the people's face will light up if they see the thing that they like, until we got to like Magnum PI. It was like, okay, that's the thing
you're
for
like,
you.
yep,
Like,
there it is.
But it's cool. I mean, it goes back to the everyone's a fan of something slogan that we use.
Totally.
It's true. There's something in there for everyone, even the people who are kind of like, oh, this isn't quite for me. Oh my gosh, you make, Def Leppard, it's really cool to see that.
There's something for everyone, that's for sure.
Yeah, forever.
So, I'm assuming you had some time to walk the show floor. Was there any other booths that kind of stuck out to you that have something new and innovative coming out, or anything that just kind of caught your eye?
There was one thing I didn't get a chance to really walk around too much, but I did see that there was on all of the bags there was a promotion for something called strings, but both S's were Z's, so it was strings.
Interesting.
So that was kind of like,
was it a toy or
I'm unclear on that, but I just liked the name because it seemed so like
a little obscure,
kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we had the Funko Games booth there too, which was not open to the public, but we did have Funkoverse products on display, and they announced a ton of new games like Pan Am and Oh God.
Yeah, talk about those a little bit.
Back to the Future. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and follow Funko Games on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's just at Funko Games. They have so much coming down the pipeline.
Yeah,
this
they have
year.
a lot of games coming out this year.
And it's not all Funkoverse, which is cool. They get to kind of flex a little bit and show that they are such a diverse source of gaming. I mean, it's, Funkoverse is great. It's a great light strategic game, and then you have Back to the Future, which has that nostalgic play to it, and then there's a Godzilla game that is actually like really hectic and kind of about like quick decisions, and it's just, and Pan Am, like they were describing it, and it just sounds like a total blast to play with the family. Like it takes it's a longer play time, but it's like all about strategy and deciding things based on business.
You get your own like airline, right? In that.
Yeah. So it was super interesting to hear them talk about it. The game developers were instructed to actually read a historical novel about Pan Am and from that timeline, so that when they were developing the game, they could, recall historic events that affected the industry, the flight industry. Like, here are the types of planes that they used. Here are the, materials that became super expensive or inexpensive. And it's a really detailed look at kind of a strategy game. And I think that it's just kind of really fun to have that in the catalog alongside things like, Back to the Future, which is kind of like a play at an older, it's a nostalgic game.
Yeah.
It's fun, and it kind of
and we announced some new figures for that too. So
yeah.
I saw like so many comments online that everyone was like, "These are mainline." Yes.
Well, and I got a lot of positive response around the Laura Dern's character in Jurassic Park finally having her own figure that isn't with the Jeep.
Yeah.
And it's in the Funkoverse game. So it's cool to see that stuff continue to build the Funko universe, but at the same time, the Funkoverse.
There you go.
But at the same time, like show, there's card games, there's holiday games, there's all sorts of stuff coming out, and even more on the way.
Yeah, I know they have a lot coming out this year, so be sure to follow them on social, and then you get all the updates that way.
Oh yeah.
Probably the most important question.
Yes. Yeah.
What was your best meal on the trip? We got to talk food.
Yeah, we do. We continue to go to this place called Five Napkin Burger.
I was
and
jealous.
It was that, I gotta say, it was like the most satisfying meal, because it was right after we had. Well, let's see. Did we landed, dropped all of our stuff, and went to Five Napkin, and it was just like
That's the way to do
best
it.
start of
Yeah.
the trip. Because throughout the rest of the trip, it was like just whatever is closest.
Like whatever you can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice when you have like time to get the meal you want.
Yeah, and sit down, get a nice sit going.
A nice sit. Yeah. What burger did you have there?
I just had
Five Napkin burger?
I had the classic cheeseburger, a very mild take. I think Sully got the Five Napkin classic burger.
Yeah.
He didn't even look
That's
at the
a big
menu.
burger there too.
He
Like, you're
just went-
full for like a day.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, it worked.
Yeah.
And then we went to Schmackery's afterwards.
Oh,
and-
also good.
But it was great. I mean, Toy Fair is always a really nice way to kick off the year and kind of show what we have in store and get fan feedback. And by no means are we finished announcing things for upcoming releases, but man, that was a lot.
Yeah. Toy Fair is nice, like kind of kick off to. I mean, it's not a good convention, but it's a nice way to kind of start the year off as far as that goes. But
yeah, and it was just, I mean, it's great too to see all of the combined efforts physically and digitally, like sales, production, art, marketing, PR, all these different teams just working together and trying to make bring more fun to the world.
Yeah. Any other closing remarks that you have on Toy Fair?
If you have any questions about Toy Fair, it's likely answered by the Everything You Need to Know blog post on Funko.com. And make sure to update your app. There's a ton of...
You can search Toy Fair New York in there, right? And it'll pull up everything we announced?
Yeah,
Okay.
and just it's kind of fun to browse through. And because, we were working closely on it, and I'm still reminded of things that were announced through the app.
Definitely.
So that I would say check that out. And then, stay tuned for more. We have Emerald City Comic Con coming up. We have...
like in a blink of an eye.
Yeah. We also have, after that, WonderCon. We have a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But really looking forward to that, and just want to thank everyone for a great Toy Fair New York.
Have you had a chance to pick the emoji yet for the week?
I've never. I don't think I've. Not never. I've definitely done it before, but I haven't done one in a while.
All right, so I'm gonna pick your favorite emoji. I feel like I might know what you're gonna go with, but if you haven't already.
No, what, is there a soda emoji?
Oh,
that
there
might be a good one.
There was just an update not that long ago.
Let me see.
So tweet out where you listen to the Funcast with Cameron's emoji here.
Yeah, it's the white cup.
The white cup with the red
stripe and the red straw.
So just a basic.
Just type in soda and it'll pop up.
There you go. So tweet out that emoji so we know that you listen to the full episode, and we'll pick a winner there and send out a mystery prize pack.
Maybe even has soda in it.
It might even have soda in it. I feel like it will. So
also, Funko Soda does not have any actual soda in it.
Yep. Just
I know it's kind of late in the game to bring that up, but
there is no beverage there.
Not a beverage.
So
not a customer service hotline.
All right, shall we do our sign off? It feels so weird doing
it does.
Without Sully.
I know it feels like there's no parents here, right? Now.
Like free range.
I know, no rules.
And I'm fairly tame, so
yeah, you're doing great.
I know, I'm trying.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, 3, 2, 1. I will not
keep
be tamed.
popping.